And with that being said, hello and welcome back to this episode of the Self-Development with Tactics podcast. I'm really looking forward to going through these Reddit questions. I actually really am looking forward to this. Before we even go through the episode, I'm actually having to say two things. I know there's actually three things normally, but we're having two things to say, or I'm having two things to say. The first thing is, if you're willing to listen to this, because it actually is a podcast, then please check out the first link in the description and check out the third link in the description if you're willing to have some background music in this video. I might be having some background music in this one, not quite sure though, so please check out the third link if you're willing to have some background music. But yeah, let's actually go through the questions here. Let's see if there's something good, if there's something nice. The first one there is that I'm having on my home feed or whatever it's actually called, I don't fucking know. Your experiences will determine what level of awareness you have. Life is short, choose those experiences wisely. Yes, makes sense, I guess. The second one. Do what makes you happy. No, do the hard thing, do the right thing. Happiness is a byproduct, not a goal. As well as, I'm not quite sure about, but I think happiness is a byproduct of doing things that you think make sense. In terms of they're fulfilling you, you like them, you're passionate about them, and all those things. Now, on the other hand, making money is a byproduct of being happy. I would say, not quite sure though, but I would still say. I've been feeling worthless and like my thoughts don't matter. But you matter and you're definitely not worthless. You're probably having a mother, you're probably having some friends, and you're probably also having some siblings maybe. And you're just meaning a lot to them. Even though sometimes we feel like it is not the case because we are in a pretty bad spot, in a pretty bad place sometimes, emotionally, psychologically, all those things. It can be the case, but we are not. We are not worthless, and we're definitely worth quite a lot to the people that are around you, And you're actually worth quite a lot to you as well. You're a human being. You can do so much with yourself. It is insane. You can do so many things. We just gotta have to try and see what we are good at. Some people are fast, as Usain Bolt is fast. Some people are fucking creative and they are an artist. Some people are just really technical and they are building stuff. Let's just have a look at Elon Musk. We all can do something and we all are good at something. And we all are even extraordinary at something if we are taking our chances if we are developing our skills. Then every one of us can be incredible at something, whatever it might be. You're probably not thinking about it and you probably don't know yet, but you gotta know if you try out a lot of things and if you just have a look at it. If you're just searching for it, then you're probably also gonna find it, but you have to search for it. How do I stop being a loser? Actually, I want to have more on that. I've recently looking at my life and realized I'm going nowhere fast. I'm so far behind my peers that catching up feels impossible. First thing that I'm seeing there is that comparing yourself to other people is just not the best thing you can do because they are them and you are you. There's no correlation between you and them. Maybe the age is a correlation, maybe where you're living is a correlation, but then that's quite it. There's so many different factors that play into you being a different person than they are and them being a different person than you are. It is completely different persons and different people. So why would you compare yourself to someone else? Compare yourself to yourself, then that's quite it. I'm 23 and even though I don't live with my parents anymore, I live with my uncle who never got married or had children of his own. He doesn't mind that I live there and doesn't want me to leave, but I feel like I'm too old to not be on my own. I have a full-time job, but studio and one-bedroom apartment in my city are about $850 a month, which is quite something. And even though I have some money saved up, I don't know if it is enough. I never went to college, so I don't have a degree and afraid that I will be stuck in a perpetual cycle of low-wage jobs unless I do. I've been talking to a Marine Corps recruiter and I'm thinking of joining the reserves to see if that will help me, but I don't know what to do and feel like a failure. You're definitely not a failure. You've definitely accomplished quite something. You're having a full-time job. Quite some people don't even have a full-time job, quote unquote, don't have a full-time job. And some people are in a way worse place than you are. They're not having anything to drink and you're just actually thinking about having a fucking apartment. What I'm seeing there is, it is not in general about making enough money. It is about how much money you're spending. The thing is, if you really do not want to live there any longer, then moving to another state where it is cheaper might be an idea. It is an idea. I don't want to say that it is an easy thing. I don't even want to say that it is a good thing to do or a smart thing to do, but you can. and you probably, maybe you're just gonna lose your job, but I don't know what you're doing. Would actually be quite interesting what this person is doing. But the thing is, we can. If you really want to do some things, then we can. And if you want to really have some things, then we also can get them. Somehow, we can. Most often it is the case, but we really badly have to have them. We must have them. It is not about, okay, what I want to have, but it is what I have to have, as Tony Robbins is actually also saying. But it's like, yes, we can and you can. And it is about what we're spending. Because of course you can make 120K a year or a month, but if you're spending 130 a month, you're just still going to be in fucking that. Image. Focus on your goal and no one else. I wouldn't actually say so, because it is so fucking negative. Like, there's so much negativity outside there. Like, I'm gonna give a fuck about everyone else but myself because I'm the most important just piece of shit there. Yeah, you are a piece of shit, but probably not the most important one there. Figuring out and just actually giving a fuck about other people, and that, especially those people around you, like, it is something it's a must. At least in my point of view. Like, it's my point. Hey everybody, he's trying to learn a new skill and it's kind of awkward and feels silly because he's still learning. It's so dumb. See, nobody cares. Keep practicing because getting good at something takes time. You're doing great and I hope you become a master at whatever it is you're trying to learn. Well, I wonder if it is kind of the original one, but I don't think so. I really don't think so. I really don't. Video. Finish at your own pace. I wonder what it is. No, I'm not gonna watch this video. I'm not gonna watch it. Chronic loneliness. I felt a dreaded sense of loneliness my whole life. I'm an introvert, but more often than not, I find that whether I am with people or by myself, I'm always lonely. It has been like this my whole life. It hurts that even when I'm not being alone, it still feels isolating, sometimes even more so than when I'm alone. The thing is, professional help is going to be a good idea, and something that I'm always thinking about is just doing something that fulfills you, whatever it might be, whether it is painting something, making something, crafting something, having a YouTube channel, all those things, like just having something that you feel really good about, something that fulfills you, something that makes you happy doing it every fucking single day. I think it makes sense, it just makes sense, and I feel like it might be kind of the answer for this person, or it might be kind of the answer for quite a lot of people that are feeling lonely and I don't know if it is actually about loneliness. I think it is just unfulfilled, kinda. I have a feeling, at least. I don't know, but I'm having a feeling. It is starting to feel like I might just be better off just not even trying and staying alone. But what's that exact thing I'm trying of? I'm afraid of. Like, of course, we're all afraid of just being lonely. Another person says, honestly, this sounds really complex. You might want to consider talking to a therapist for a bit. Like you said, you'll feel lonely, even with people. Do you have people who want to see you act, friends, or these people acquaintances? Agreeing off another comment saying that you may not feel the connection with the people you surround yourself with. You have a hard time being alone, and that is all ties into your self-confidence and feeling comfortable with yourself. Yes, definitely can be the case. Like, there's a lot of things, like, this is actually one of the problems that I'm personally having with Reddit in general. Like, there's so many nuances, and I can just be like, okay, it could be this, it could be that, and whatever. It is complicated, and sometimes feels like a little bit sad, to be honest, because I want to help, and if I'm then not able to help as I want to, just because also it's a part of authority. If I would be an authority, and if I'm talking to somebody, it maybe would be more impactful. Even though I'm the same person, even though I'm just gonna talk the same shit. Branding, I would say. It's gonna be about branding. Today I learned, despite being 8 times smaller, Spotify pays music artists twice as much as YouTube does. The music industry makes more money selling vinyl records than from YouTube. I do want to say that YouTube is not paying them, but the advertisements are paying them. Unless we talk about just YouTube music, but I don't know if they're paying something. I'm not quite sure about that, if it is like an additional thing that artists can do. But I don't know, in the end, YouTube is paying them, of course, but yeah. Maybe it's not the platform's fault. Maybe it actually is. Maybe I'm just trying to kind of save YouTube. I don't know. Don't strive to look important, instead be important. Yes. Also don't strive to just look rich, just fucking be rich. Or don't look nice, be nice. Like there's so many things like that. Like it is insane. We often are just trying to look a certain way to other people just because, and it doesn't make any fucking sense. Because why? Why would you? What's the benefit of doing that? Quite nothing, to be honest. In the end, there's no benefit of just trying to do something for somebody else. And again, thinking about somebody else. And again, just really valuing other people's opinions so fucking much. It is insane. It really is, instead of just, valuing one's own opinion. Of course, I'm also gonna just value the opinion of Warren Buffett and other just really successful and highly achieved people. But in the end, it is like, I don't know. In the end, it's like complicated, I would say. I feel like there might be something in the Stoicism section, in the Stoicism subreddit actually. Admire who tries even if it fails, from Seneca. And I think I would say so as well. Like if somebody actually tries, it still depends on how somebody tries it. Like of course you can try it in a way like, okay, I'm really trying, and you can try like, okay, I'm just doing some shit. Of course, but yeah. Because some people do not even try. Unfortunately, even though they could be doing just so fucking much. And it is something that really can piss one off. Me, for example. If just people don't try, if people don't want to make something out of them, and if people just kind of, I don't know, and maybe it is sometimes call it probably to just some bullshit to some, it is just unfortunate. It's just unfortunate to see that some people that could be doing a lot are not doing a lot. And that there's some decisions that might not be too smart, maybe even really fucking dumb. A limit of time is fixed for you, which is if you do not use for clearing away the clouds from your mind. It will go and it will go and it will never return. Yes, it is. Right this second that just passed by is never gonna be there. Just passed, never gonna be again. And of course, every single second is unique, every single minute is unique, every day. I'm not gonna have the 1 second that I had at 11 a.m. That I've just had right now. It's never ever gonna be there. It is what it is. So I'm having a weird night. My mother is dying tonight. What the fuck? Because of a long and uninteresting narrative, I haven't contacted my mother in years. Today my sister asked me to call mother and talk to her before she passes. She seemed like it seemed like a big ask. Much of the internal turmoil even carried involves my mother. So much of my bitterness involves her. Until now, my sisters have respected my distance. At first I was angry that they would even ask, and when I'm angry I stop and examine my values, so I looked inward. I didn't like what I saw. My sisters weren't violating my values, I was. I was offended that I needed to let that old pain go and be the decent human being to a sick old lady at her mourning doors. I was terrified of my sister's judgment, and I couldn't acknowledge my mom is gonna die tonight. I called my mother and I told her some very loving, very honest things. My sisters listened, and as I told my mom of my bedtime ritual with my grandson, making up stories, reading a book, and singing 9 bottles of beer on the wall, I told her that all the best she ever gave me I'm now giving to my grandson. My mom will die tonight, and I'll be playing with my grandson when the news comes. Ama fati memento mori. Memento mori. Vanitas. It is also one of these things there. I actually have to look it up because I always forget what it is. But it is a really sad story, to be honest. But I mean, if you're just already having a grandson, then is it a grandson? I don't know. Yes, grandson. Then it is a really old lady. And I'm thankful that she is a really old lady, probably. And well, not necessarily, but hopefully. And I think it is just a good thing to just go out of one's comfort zone and doing the right thing. Because this definitely was the right thing. It definitely was not easy to do that, but it was the right thing. But yeah, with that being said, this is going to be the end of the episode here. I wish you the best health, of happiness, and also success. And I also hope that you're going to remind yourself and you're going to be remembered, which basically means your legacy, which basically means just being a nice person, then being remembered as a nice person. 3 other questions that I'm having for you are: why are you here? What are you trying to change? And what is bothering you the most? These 3 are hopefully going to show you your purpose and maybe even a business idea. So I'm going to see you the next time. I at least hope so. consider subscribing. I would appreciate that. And I'll see you